Hollywood has always been a place of glitz and glamour, where dreams are made and broken. But behind the flashing lights and red carpets lies a dark underbelly filled with secrets, scandals, and unsolved mysteries. Some of the most shocking cases involve stars who lived lives of fame and fortune, only to meet brutal and untimely deaths. Even more terrifying, their killers were never caught. In this video, we're diving into the haunting stories of 5 adult stars who were brutally murdered, their cases wrapped in mystery, conspiracy, and chilling unanswered questions. How could such high-profile figures vanish into the cold case files of history? Were these crimes of passion, revenge, or something more sinister, perhaps an industry cover-up? From the roaring 20s to the digital age, these stories span decades, proving that no matter how much time passes, some mysteries refuse to fade. Buckle up, because what you're about to hear is disturbing, unsettling, and most of all, real. Augusta, Gussie Berger, 1920s. The 1920s were a time of jazz, excess, and silent film stars who captivated audiences with their beauty and talent. Among them was Augusta Gussie Berger, a rising figure in the underground entertainment industry. While not as famous as the silver screen legends of her era, Gussie had a devoted following, her charm and allure making her a known name in New York's nightlife. She moved in elite circles, rubbing shoulders with wealthy men and influential figures, some of whom had dangerous secrets of their own. But Gussie's story didn't have a Hollywood ending. One fateful night, she was found murdered in a way so gruesome it sent shockwaves through the city. Her body was discovered in a dingy apartment, brutally beaten and strangled. The crime scene was chilling, signs of a violent struggle, yet nothing was stolen, suggesting this wasn't a random act of robbery. Was it a lover's quarrel, a deal gone wrong, or something far more sinister? Several theories emerged. Some suspected a jealous suitor enraged by rejection. Others whispered about powerful men who wanted to silence her. Perhaps she knew too much about illegal dealings in the Prohibition era. The police rounded up a few suspects, but without solid evidence, the case went cold. Witnesses stayed silent, and with no forensic technology to crack the mystery, Gussie's murder was buried under the weight of time. Even today, her case remains unsolved, lost in the shadows of history. Was she the victim of a crime of passion, or did she step too far into the dangerous world of secrets and power? We may never know, but one thing is certain. Whoever killed Augusta Gussie Berger got away with murder. Sharon Tate, 1969. Sharon Tate was the embodiment of Hollywood's golden era. A stunning actress with a promising career, a model gracing the covers of top magazines, and the wife of acclaimed director Roman Polanski. By the late 1960s, she had starred in films like Valley of the Dolls and was on the brink of superstardom. But behind the glitz and glamour, a dark fate awaited her, one that would shock the world and forever be linked to one of the most infamous cults in history. On the night of August 8, 1969, Sharon, who was 8 months pregnant, was at her secluded Beverly Hills home with friends when horror struck. Charles Manson's followers, brainwashed and fueled by his twisted vision, broke in and unleashed pure terror. The brutality was beyond comprehension. Sharon pleaded for her unborn child's life, but the killers showed no mercy. By the end of the night, 5 people lay dead, their bodies marked with chilling messages written in blood. Though Manson himself wasn't at the crime scene, his control over his cult was undeniable. His deranged philosophy of sparking a race war, what he called helter-skelter, was his justification for the carnage. But even with Manson's conviction, the case still holds chilling unanswered questions. Why was Sharon's house targeted? Some believe it wasn't random, that someone wanted her silenced. Others speculate deeper connections between Hollywood elites and Manson's cult, ties that remain shrouded in secrecy. Decades later, the Tate murders still haunt pop culture. Was Charles Manson simply a manipulative madman, or was there a bigger conspiracy lurking behind the horror? One thing remains certain. Sharon Tate's life was stolen in an act of senseless brutality, and the full truth may never be known. Paige Young, 1974. Paige Young was the definition of Hollywood beauty, an actress, model, and former Playboy playmate who seemed to have the world at her feet. She appeared in magazines, graced the pages of Playboy, and moved in elite circles, rubbing shoulders with some of the most powerful men in the entertainment industry. But behind the glamorous facade, there was a much darker reality, one that would end in tragedy. On April 7, 1974, Paige was found dead in her Los Angeles apartment, a victim of an apparent suicide. She had reportedly overdosed on pills and left behind a cryptic message, one that hinted at something far more sinister than self-destruction. Some who saw the crime scene claimed that her body was staged, that there were strange markings on her walls, and that the entire situation felt off. Paige had connections to Hugh Hefner and his Playboy empire, but in the years leading up to her death, she had grown increasingly paranoid. She allegedly spoke of being exploited, of powerful men using and discarding women like her. Some reports suggest she hinted at knowing dark secrets about Hollywood's elite, secrets that made her a threat. Was her death truly a suicide, or was she silenced before she could expose something bigger? The case remains shrouded in mystery. No proper investigation was conducted, and the people she associated with quickly distanced themselves from the tragedy. Decades later, questions still linger. Was Paige Young simply a forgotten starlet who couldn't escape her demons? Or was she a victim of a much deeper, more chilling conspiracy? Whatever the truth, her story remains one of Hollywood's most unsettling, unsolved mysteries. Christa Helm, 1977. Christa Helm was young, ambitious, and dangerously close to Hollywood's most powerful figures. An aspiring actress with beauty and charm, she was determined to carve out a name for herself in the entertainment industry. But behind the glamorous parties and exclusive invitations, Christa was playing a risky game, one that may have cost her life. On the night of February 12, 1977, Christa was brutally stabbed outside a friend's home in West Hollywood. It was a vicious attack, multiple stab wounds, a savage beating, and no clear motive. Her purse was left untouched, ruling out a robbery. The crime was cold, calculated, and carried out with precision, suggesting something more sinister than a random act of violence. What made her murder even more chilling was the fact that Christa kept a diary, one rumored to contain explosive secrets about the rich and powerful men she was involved with. The journal allegedly detailed affairs with A-list celebrities, politicians, and even figures connected to organized crime. But after her murder, the diary mysteriously vanished. Was it taken by someone trying to erase evidence? Did Christa know too much? Theories surrounding her murder range from a jealous lover to a professional hit ordered by someone desperate to keep secrets buried. Yet, despite her connections and the shocking nature of her death, the case quickly faded into obscurity. No one was ever charged, and Hollywood moved on, leaving Christa Helm's brutal murder a lingering mystery. Even today, the truth remains locked away, hidden in the shadows of an industry known for its dark secrets. Was Christa a victim of passion, power, or something far more dangerous? We may never know, but one thing is certain. Whoever killed her made sure she would never speak again. Felicia Tang, 2009. Felicia Tang was more than just a rising star in the adult entertainment industry. She was ambitious, beautiful, and looking to transition into mainstream success. After appearing in films, TV shows, and modeling gigs, Felicia was slowly building a career outside the adult industry. But her journey came to a tragic and shocking end in 2009, under circumstances that still raised disturbing questions. On September 11, 2009, Felicia was found dead in her Monrovia, California home. Her body bore multiple injuries, bruises, cuts, and signs of asphyxiation. Initially, it seemed clear this was no accident. The prime suspect? Her boyfriend, Brian Randone, a former reality TV contestant and self-proclaimed minister. He was the one who called 911, claiming Felicia had overdosed on drugs. But when investigators arrived, the evidence painted a far more brutal picture. Randone was arrested and charged with Felicia's murder, but the case took a shocking turn. Despite the severe injuries on her body, the prosecution struggled to prove intent. The defense argued that her death resulted from drug use and rough intimacy gone wrong. In 2011, Randone was acquitted due to a lack of solid evidence, leaving Felicia's death officially unexplained. Her case remains one of Hollywood's most unsettling, unsolved deaths. Did the justice system fail her? Was her death truly accidental, or was it a case of violence that was never properly prosecuted? The truth may never be fully uncovered, but one fact remains: Felicia Tang's life ended far too soon, and the person responsible may have walked away free. Tamara Greenhill, 1990s. Tamara Greenhill was an aspiring actress and model who, like many others, was drawn to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. But behind the flashing lights, she found herself entangled in a dark world that would ultimately lead to her gruesome and mysterious demise. In the late 1990s, Tamara's life came to a sudden and brutal end. Her body was discovered in a secluded area, bearing signs of extreme violence. Authorities struggled to determine whether she had been the victim of a random attack or something far more sinister. The manner of her death suggested a targeted killing, one that was carefully planned and executed. What made Tamara's case even more chilling was her rumored involvement with powerful figures in the entertainment industry. Some speculated that she knew too much, possibly about illicit dealings, secret affairs, or even criminal activity linked to high-profile names. But just as quickly as the theories surfaced, they were buried under layers of silence, and the investigation stalled. Despite multiple suspects and endless speculation, no arrests were ever made. Like many before her, Tamara Greenhill became another forgotten name in Hollywood's long history of unsolved murders. Was she silenced because of what she knew? Or was she simply in the wrong place at the wrong time? The truth remains a mystery, locked away with the secrets she took to her grave. Elizabeth Short, The Black Dahlia, 1947. Elizabeth Short, famously known as the Black Dahlia, became the face of one of Hollywood's most gruesome and mysterious murder cases. A young, aspiring actress, Elizabeth moved to Los Angeles with dreams of fame, but instead, she met a horrifying fate that still haunts the city's history. On January 15, 1947, her body was discovered in a vacant lot in Los Angeles, brutally mutilated and bisected at the waist. Her face had been slashed into a chilling smile, and her body was drained of blood, displaying a level of cruelty rarely seen in murder cases. The way her corpse was posed suggested the work of someone meticulous, possibly a skilled surgeon or a sadistic killer with a deep understanding of anatomy. The media sensationalized the case, dubbing her the Black Dahlia due to her dark hair and reported love for black clothing. Theories flooded in. Some linked her to powerful men in Hollywood, while others suggested she was a victim of an unknown serial killer. Dozens of people falsely confessed to the crime, yet no one was ever charged. The LAPD received countless tips, investigated multiple suspects, including doctors, actors, and mobsters, but the case went cold. Even today, theories persist, but with no definitive answers, Elizabeth Short's murder remains one of the most chilling and infamous unsolved crimes in Hollywood's dark history. Brittany Murphy, 2009. Brittany Murphy was a rising Hollywood star, known for her roles in Clueless, 8 Mile, and Just Married. With her bubbly personality and undeniable talent, she seemed to have everything going for her. But in 2009, her life came to a sudden and suspicious end, one that left the world with more questions than answers. On December 20th, 2009, Brittany was found unresponsive in her Los Angeles home. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital, but it was too late. She was pronounced dead at just 32 years old. The official cause: pneumonia, anemia, and drug intoxication from prescription medications. But the circumstances surrounding her death and what followed made people question whether there was more to the story. Just 5 months later, her husband, Simon Monjack, was found dead in the same house under eerily similar conditions. 2 deaths, both due to pneumonia and severe anemia, within months of each other. It didn't add up. Some speculated toxic mold in their home was to blame, while others pointed to the possibility of foul play. Brittany's father even suggested she had been poisoned, though no solid evidence ever surfaced. Hollywood is full of tragedies, but Brittany Murphy's case remains one of the most baffling. Was it just a tragic case of neglect, or was there something much darker at play? To this day, the truth behind her death remains a chilling mystery. Conclusion. From the silent film era to modern Hollywood, these tragic deaths remain some of the most haunting mysteries in entertainment history. Augusta, Gussie, Berger, Sharon Tate, Paige Young, Christa Helm, Felicia Tang, Tamara Greenhill, Elizabeth Short, and Brittany Murphy all met untimely and brutal ends, yet justice was never truly served. The eerie connections, unanswered questions, and lingering conspiracy theories surrounding their cases only deepen the mystery. Why were their killers never caught? Were they silenced for knowing too much, or were they victims of a system that failed to protect them? One thing is certain: their stories serve as chilling reminders of Hollywood's darkest secrets. If you found this video intriguing, don't forget to like, share, and comment with your thoughts. And for more shocking stories, subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update.